He made the long trip up to Breffni Park. Reporting on those games, we have Paul O'Neill and Eamon Horan.
The fine weather brought a championship feel to this All-Ulster clash, which was a repeat of last year's provincial semi-final, and it was Monaghan who were the quickest to settle. Jack McCarron landed the first score from play to leave Monaghan ahead by 2 points to no score inside 4 minutes. But Donegal were soon into their stride, helped by Micheál Carroll's goal after 5 minutes. Owen Bone Gallagher provided the pass for the Gweedore man to drill home. Michael Murphy's point for Donegal pushed them ahead by double scores as they sought to extend their unbeaten run to 5 games. The encounter was developing into a shootout between Murphy and McCarron. Monaghan were rocked by the loss in the first half of Ryan McInnesby, who was taken to hospital with concussion, but they were 2 points up before Owen McHugh cut the deficit to the minimum. The last score of the opening half came from McCarron, his effort ensuring that Monaghan went in ahead on a scoreline of 9 points to 1-5. Donegal quickly made use of having the wind of their backs in the second half. Murphy burst through the middle to fire over a point and tie up the scores again. Within 40 seconds of the restart, Donegal had gone from a point behind to a point in front. Kieran Thompson was on the mark as Donegal started to get on top. Rory Gallagher's side continued to dominate. Murphy's 6th point of the contest opened up a 2-point lead for the hosts. Monaghan were finding scores hard to come by in the second half. Shane Carey's point in the 21st minute was their first of the half, and at this stage they trailed by 2. Donegal were 3 points to the good in injury time when this happened. Darren Hughes was fouled by Martin McElhenney, and referee David Goff promptly gave the penalty. Conor McManus, who had one of his quieter games, slotted home his first goal of the campaign to have the final say as the teams ended all square on 1-11 apiece.
It was a hard win to play into, and we were creating chances, but we just weren't converting them. And then when Donegal went 2 or 3 points up, it did look as if they were going to see the game out. But in fairness to the boys, we kept battling the end, and we worked the chance, and Conor put away the penalty really well, so we're delighted to get the point out of it.
In the grand scheme of things, you have to accept as a draw, but look, we'd be disappointed. We'd be disappointed in their display overall, but look, a team like Monaghan's always going to come back at you, but the reality is we didn't take our chances there when we were on top.
Kingspan Breffni Park, the venue for the meeting of Cavan versus Kerry. In excess of 8,000 in attendance for this Division 1 showdown. Conor Madden helped the Breffni county into an early lead. This point kicked on 8 minutes. It would be all of 17 minutes before Kerry had a point from play on the board. The industrious Donegal Walsh on target for the visitors. Cavan trailing by a point at this stage. Jack Barry added to Kerry's tally. Eamon Fitzmaurice's side ahead 6 points to 4 at the end of the first half. When the action resumed, proceedings livened up considerably. One of the better scores of the day coming straight away in the second half. Brian Sheehan extending Kerry's lead. But soon Cavan found themselves right back in this contest. On as a sub, Cian Mackey set up Dara McFeety. He raced in to put his shot low to the back of the net. Very little to separate the sides. Jack Barry continued to cause problems for Cavan. The Kerry midfielder's 2nd point of the afternoon, levelling matters. Barry John Keane popped up to kick Kerry in front. This and a pointed free from Brian Sheehan had the Munster men ahead by 2 points in the final minutes. Conor Moyna's long-range effort reduced Kerry's lead in what was now a very entertaining contest. Ultimately, Shawnee Johnson's late free would prove crucial for Cavan. Much to the home supporters' delight, he was accurate. Paul Gainey missed a chance to win it for Kerry, so it finished all square. Cavan won 10, Kerry 13 points.
I thought with 2 or 3 minutes to go, I thought we'd blown it when Kerry got ahead. But in fairness, the character of the boys was absolutely magnificent. A huge pressure kick at the end of the game from Shawnee Johnson. That was probably his first touch coming onto the football field, and we needed a huge play. And listen, they're fantastic. They didn't give up, and that's the nature of and character of this Cavan team.
Yeah, we've plenty to improve on always. I think that's the great thing about playing games, that when you win or when you lose, there's always areas that we're good and that we have to try and keep them up for next weekend, and then there's other things that we have to improve on. So look, it's going to be a big battle again next weekend with Tyrone and Killarney, but that's something we look forward to as well.